Hi there. Okay, so I know carbs get a bad rap. Everybody's out there doing keto, and sometimes your doctor says, especially I know my ladies with PCOS out there, that keto can be very helpful, but unless your doctor says, hey, do keto, it can be really hard. Like your body will actually start to stop functioning, your organs stop functioning. I did it. I lost 25 pounds super fast. I was super excited, and then I started experiencing brain fog. I started experiencing horrifying headaches. I was exhausted in the middle of the day. And so when I found this Beachbody platform, I was like, let's see what this is about. So we have 2 nutrition programs that I have gone through as a coach to make sure I have the right information for my ladies. And so when I started to really study what a carb is, there are good carbs and bad carbs, right? And we know what a bad carb is, right? Like cookies, some cookies, crackers, like anything that is like enriched wheat flour. Our wheat is a lot of times coated with pesticides. And so if you look at the ingredients on your food, you can tell a lot of things. So I'm going to walk you through a couple things, my favorite things that I eat as far as healthy carbs, and explain to you how to read a label and tell if that's a healthy carb. So when you go to the grocery store, did you know that the outside perimeter is like the healthiest place for you to venture when you're looking for food, produce, veggies, your protein, your deli, like all of those things are along the outside. Anything that the good Lord put on the ground for you to eat is a healthy carb. This sweet potato right here is, honest to goodness, the best thing that you can put in your body as far as a healthy carb goes. So you don't eat the whole sweet potato, right? That's why I like these things. I eat 3 of these things a day. So this is my carb container, and this is based on my personal health and fitness goals. I'm trying to lose about 15 pounds right now. I'm down 12 the past 7-8 weeks. So I'm really trying to stick to my meal plan as best as I can. So I eat 3 of these a day. So if you're someone who has more weight to lose, you actually would probably start out maybe eating 4 or 5 of these a day. The more weight you have to lose, the more food you actually eat, which is my favorite part of my program. Because at 246 pounds, I did a calorie counting app, and it told me to eat 1,200 calories a day, so I was constantly in starvation mode. So a lot of the ladies in our group, the biggest struggle that they have when they join us is having to eat all of the food. It's a total mind game because society has said, move more, eat less, which is true. That is true. You need to move more, but you don't have to move a lot, and you don't have to eat a lot less. It's the right balance, but our programs do that for you. So anyway, anything that comes from the ground is a healthy carbohydrate. Russet potatoes are good for you. Sweet potatoes, yams, super good for you, okay? But it's all about the portions. Beans, the magical fruit, right? These are very, very good for you. So I'm gonna explain to you on the back of my bean can, it says there are 22 carbohydrates in 1 serving size of beans, okay? So what you should notice is there should be, the fiber is right under the carb. There should be at least 1 gram of fiber for each 10 grams of carbohydrates. Does that make sense? So this has 22 grams of carbs and 6 grams of fiber. So that's great news, right? So we know so far beans are a healthy carb. Now, the sugars should be less than the fiber, okay? That's another really good indication of a healthy carbohydrate. So, total sugars, less than 1 gram and 0 added sugars. So you also have protein on here. Your protein is 7 grams. So if you're a vegetarian or a vegan, these would fit into the protein container system in our meal plan. So you've got your 6 grams of fiber, you've got your 22 grams of carbs, and less than 1 gram of sugar. So beans, we know beans are good for us, right? So in the right portion sizes. So let's look at this. This is pumpkin flax cereal. This is my all-time favorite granola. This is not the best carbohydrate for me. I'm gonna explain to you why, but I love it and I don't eat it a lot. I had some when I came home from school today. But it's not something that I allow myself to eat every day. And most of the time I'll fill up half of one of these and go from there. So this one, you have 37 grams of carbohydrates. Your dietary fiber is 5 grams, so that's actually really good, okay? So you have your 37 grams, and then you should have 1 gram of fiber per 10 grams of carbs, right? So I got that. But there's 10 grams of sugar and 9 are added sugar. So really, when you look at added sugars in any sort of processed food, and anything that you buy that looks like this is not this, but this is processed food. Even bread, even sprouted grains, processed food, okay? If it's in a box, it's a processed food. So just really watch. It should be less than 6 grams of sugar, just so you know. So this, I love this bread. I was eating the Ezekiel bread for a really long time, and they didn't have it one day at Kroger, and so they put the Kroger bread in my cart, and I absolutely love this. This is the sprouted seed thin sliced bread. So sprouted grains are actually really healthy source of carbohydrates. I don't allow myself to eat bread every day, but if I'm lifting weights, then I get to have my bread with my toast with my butter and my eggs and my sweet potatoes. So, okay, so let's look at this. This is the Kroger. There's a couple different ones. The last time I had the bean one, and it was really good too. So this one has 13 grams of carbs. So this bread actually isn't very high in carbohydrates, and it has 3 grams of fiber per 1 slice. So that's amazing, right? You've got your 1 gram of fiber per 10 grams of carbohydrates, and then your sugar should always be less. And then you have your 2 grams of sugar. So, and 3 grams of protein. So I would say that this would be a healthy source of carbohydrates, okay? So this is a really good comparison, like apples to oranges. This is quinoa in its natural state, and this is a quinoa rice blend that I love from Kroger. So quinoa in its natural state, because this is a sprouted grain, we know already that the good Lord put quinoa on the earth for us. This is a great, healthy carbohydrate. Again, once we cook it, we put it in our yellow container. That is our carb serving. So this one, let's look at this one. So this has 44 grams of carbohydrates. This is for a 1 cup serving, which I wouldn't eat a 1 cup serving. Again, we're sticking to this. So you've got 44 grams of carbs and 3 grams of fiber. So you don't quite meet that 1 gram of fiber per 10 grams of carbs, right? But you do get the 0 grams of sugar, and there are 6 grams of protein. So it's probably not the best for you, but it's not the worst either. And this is a staple that I keep in my pantry all the time because it cooks in the microwave in 3 minutes. And it's super delicious, and I can throw it in with chicken or vegetables or whatever, and it's just delicious. So we have our last one I'm gonna share with you. We have our oats. So this one has, these are old-fashioned oats right here, okay? 100% whole grain. So we've got 27 grams of carbohydrates, 4 grams of fiber, 2 of those are soluble, 2 are insoluble, and 0 sugar and 5 grams of protein. So what do we think, right? You've got your 27 grams of carbs, and again, it should be 1 gram of fiber per 10 grams of carbs, and the sugar should be less than the fiber, right? So we've nailed it here with oats. So moral of the story, oats, potatoes, quinoa, corn can be a healthy carbohydrate. The right kind of bread can be a healthy carbohydrate. We do not have to rid our bodies of carbs. We need them for energy. Bananas, you get carbohydrates from apples, lots of your fruits and veggies. So I beg you, do your research. Find a meal plan that is going to give you balance. It's going to teach you balance and encourage you to heal from the things that make you think that you need to diet. I did the diets. I gained 100 pounds. I can promise you, if there was anything out there that promised me an ounce of weight without having to exercise, I was gonna do it. I weighed almost 250 pounds. I didn't want to exercise. It hurt. So the thing about it is, though, when you try to just diet without exercise, you end up with a lot of flabby skin, right? So I think another thing I love about our workouts and our meal plans is you get 30 minutes of workouts with modifications, so you tone as you lose the weight. When you work out and eat a meal plan that is balanced in total fats or healthy fats, lean proteins, and healthy carbohydrates, your muscle gain balances with your fat loss, and so you start to see muscles, you lean and tone, whereas just dieting, you get that saggy skin and you're flabby and it just doesn't feel really good. So anyway, I just wanted to share with you a little bit about the carbs, healthy carbs that we eat, and how to tell if a carb is healthy. So when you go to the grocery store next time and you're in the aisle and you're looking for something that you think is healthy, make sure you read the label. So 1 gram of fiber for each 10 grams of carbohydrates, and the sugar should be less than the fiber. And then if it's got some protein in there, that's amazing. So anyway, I just had to share with you. Now I gotta go make me some dinner, because after all this chitty chat about carbs, I'm getting real hungry. Okay, have a good day. God bless.